Hello. Give me a love heart if you can hear me, because you know what I'm like. Let me check. You guys hear me? Where is my little volume thing? That's not it. Let's try again. Speakers. What I'm looking for. Can you hear me? Now can you hear me? No, yes, no. Hello, hello. Thank you. My husband just ran in and gave me the thumbs up. Wide area. I'm loving this. Ish. Let me just see if I can just. Oh, excuse my thumb. There we go. So, picture. Can you tell I've got a new camera? So who have we got? Hello, Jane. Nanny for the girls. Hello. Warm Central Wisconsin. Karen. Hello. Caroline. Hello. Yes, loud and clear. Oh, that's good. Rhonda. Hello. Do you like my new camera? You can see stuff clearly. I mean, I might need to zoom in a little bit next time, but you can really see it. Can't look at the colour on that. I'm very impressed. It's excellent. I might need to sort out the zoom because when I go into the program where this is, you know me in software, I've got sort of a smaller area, but I've come onto YouTube and it's this huge wide area. But that's great because you get to see more of my mess, really, don't you? But it's the colour. Look, I've got like a true colour of stuff. So like holding this, you can actually see all the reds and those lovely greens on there. You can see all my mess. I'm loving it. I've tried to push everything as far back as I can, but it's not having no hiding the mess. To be fair, I've never really been able to hide it anyway, have I? But I'm loving the colour. Let's move that. You don't want to see my mouse. But I'm loving the colour. It's like a real true colour of everything. Warts and all, isn't it? Even these, look. You can see my oxides perfectly. So that is why I'm just a little bit late. We're just sorting the camera out, making sure that there's you don't need to see obviously the laptop or anything like that. But so today I'm here for Ciao Bella. So there's a couple of things that I want to go over first. I know that we've got the album to finish, so the one with the coral reef collection. I'm going to pop that on. That's going to be on my YouTube. So I'll either put the video up or we'll do a live with that, finishing that album off. So that will get done. I have had so much to do this past couple of weeks. It's been crazy. As you know, I was at Creating Craft last week for Ciao Bella, which was an absolutely amazing day. I absolutely loved it. And then the kids have finished school because they've done their exams. They finished early. So we've just had 1,000,001 things to do. It has been crazy here. You know, I've been finishing off sort of my own papers as well. So absolutely so much to do. Just really did not get a chance to get round to finishing that off. But I absolutely will do. That will get finished. But we're doing this today. So we've got this beautiful shaped card. So we're using, you can still see the colours. I've moved the card and you can still see the colours. If I lift it right up, look at the colour, how you can still see that. Can you tell I'm really happy with my new camera? Alison, hello. Nice to have you here. So I was just going over just a couple of things. Am I shouting? I feel like I'm shouting. Let me know if I'm shouting and I'll bring it back a bit. So I've been very busy. The coral reef will get finished. So definitely it will either be just as a video on YouTube or I will do a YouTube live. You're not shouting, just excited. Thank you. think so, yeah. But I'm going to do a little giveaway at the end of this one because I thought I'm making all these cards, I'm making all these projects, and I thought by the end of the tutorial, I should start giving them away. So I'm going to give this away, and I'll pop you a little bit of one of the paper pads in as well, either one of the 6x6s or maybe one of the deluxe ones, and I thought I'll give that away. So literally all you need to do, Bethan Thomason, hello, good evening. I thought you said good morning then. So yeah, so all you need to do is just be commenting, and then what my husband's going to do is towards the end of the live, he's just going to give a scroll, he's going to stop, and he's going to point to a name, and then we will just pick. There he is, look. He's just going to pick a name, just a random name, and then I'll send this card and a little. I've got some of the papers here, so maybe I'll pop either one of the little 6x6 vellum pads in. You can't see that, can you? So you've got the vellum. Just let me take that out because I've been doing this all day. I've just been putting stuff in front of the camera just so we can see how beautiful you can see the colours. Just look at that. So I've got either the vellum or I've got the deluxe. So I might pop one of these in as well. So just be commenting, and then the hubby. Oh, I'm so happy now that you can see. So if I tip that and you can see how the light catches that gold leaf. So beautiful. So I'll pop you some little bits in as well from this collection. They really are gorgeous, Laura, definitely. So everyone's saying hello to Ben. So let me just pop these back in. I want to keep them nice and clean if I'm going to be sending them to the lucky winner. So let's pop those to the side. Right, so let's get on with it. This is the card that we're going to be creating. So I saw a picture of this on Pinterest and it didn't have any instructions. You know when you just see the picture and then you go to click on it and there's nothing. So I just saw the picture and I've just sort of worked it out myself. But it's quite nice and simple once you know how. So I'll bring that up so you've got that lovely sort of 3D effect, and you can see that it all folds flat. So if you're wanting to post it, then it all folds lovely and flat for you to be able to do that. I always that dragon is amazing. It absolutely is. Beautiful colours. Did Gaz join? And I missed it. Hello, Michelle. I'm here for as long as. Are you at work, Gaz? Work is just so rude, isn't it? Hi, Ben. You're doing a fabulous job on those papers. He is. And hello. You all right? Got the two main paper pads and stamps from this collection. It is a beautiful collection, it really is. Rachel Brown, good evening. Just making sure, I like to say hello to everyone. Alison, loving this cloud shape. Yeah, Karen, hello, Gaz, everyone. Right. It's a lovely card shape. It's really effective. It looks really lovely from sort of any angle. And you can, obviously, whichever collection that you decide to use is going to really work beautifully with this one. So we'll pop that to the side and we will get started. So let me bring in all of my bits. So I've got lots already cut up because you don't necessarily want to see me doing all of the cutting. So we're going to pop those to the side, and that is the dragon on the actual papers. Look, you can really... I know I've said it like a dozen times, but how beautiful now that you can actually see the colours. So I've just got, this is just one of my 8x8s. This is my creative pad. We're probably going to be snipping into this at some point because you've got so many snippable elements on there. So let's pop that to the side as well. And let's just start from the beginning. So put my B on it. You can't see it, but I've put a B on it, so I know that this is my back piece on my base, and it's going to be 9 inches wide by 6 inches high, and that is literally all you need to do with that one. So we will pop that somewhere safe. And then you're going to have 3 pieces of card. Now, this piece is going to be, well, I've wrote them down so I don't forget them. This piece is going to be, I'm reading the wrong instructions. It's always a good start, isn't it? Let's get the right ones. So pop that there. That's for something different. That, a sneaky peek, those instructions are for this. But more to come with that later. Just thought I'd give you a little sneak there. So this piece here is going to be 10.5 inches by 6 inches. So they're all going to be 6 inches high. That's your base piece. This is 10.5 by 6, and this is what's going to create this middle bit. And then you've got 2 pieces that are exactly the same, and they are 8.5 by 6 inches. So the first thing we're going to do is I'll bring my scoreboard in. Pop that down. And with the 2 smaller pieces first, what we're going to do is entirely up to you in what configuration you do this. But so the front piece is 3 inches. So we're going to score at 3 inches, 4 inches. So that's an inch there, and then 5 inches, and then 8 inches. So what you've got very simply is you've got that 3 inch at the front there, and then you've got 1 inch and another 1 inch. So you can see straight away how that comes together. And then this is just my tab. So let me give those a good burnish. Now these need to have a good burnish, because what you want to do is they need to be nice and level at the top. And because you're going to butt them up right next to each other, they need to have a real good burnish on them. And then last one. And there you go. So with my tab, you can see that that first piece comes together really easily. We're going to do exactly the same with the other piece. So on the long side, we're going to score at 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, and then 8 inches. And again, that gives us that 1/2 inch tab at the end. So exactly the same, fold and burnish them all really well. My watch is telling me I've got 5 more steps to do this hour. Pretty sure I'm not going to make those. And then, so just fold that back over that way. And then, so you've got your 2 pieces that you can see are going to sit on each side. And then your middle piece, again, very simply, they're all 3 inches. So that front panel is going to be 3 inches wide. So we've got that 3 inch there, 4 inches, 5, and then 8 inches. So that's that 3 inch panel, 9 inch and 10 inch. And that gives you that 1/2 inch tab on the end. So really is nice and simple. So all we need to do now is just burnish all of these. There we go. Just having a quick peek at the messages, make sure I haven't missed anything. The shape of that is a bit like the Snow Queen Debbie card. I made one of those last year. I don't remember that. I'd have to see a picture to remember. Right, so I just fold those the right way. And then you've got that middle piece. So that's my tab. You've got that middle piece. And then each of these are going to go on that side. And then this one's going to go on that side. So really, as you can see, really nice and simple to pop together, but looks so beautiful when it's up. Laura Stack, hello. Hello, Michelle and Ben. Hello, Rhonda and Ben, sorry. The papers are so different, a breath of fresh air. The Ciao Bella ones are mine. Wow, Caroline, yeah, all intrigued by watching. Yeah, I love the look of this card. I might have to make something similar myself. Go for it. You can see how simple it is. So if you want to change the dimensions of this, it is so simple to do. If you want this middle panel 3 inches wide, and your 2 outside panels 4 inches wide, it's just as easy to do because all you're changing is that front panel from scoring at 3 inches to 4 inches, and the same with the height. Or if you want your middle panel 5 inches and these 2 or 3 and you want to make a huge one, you absolutely can. Such simple measurements to be able to sort of swap and change that up. So I'm going to pop those there, and then I'm going to bring in some of these pieces that I've already cut. So again, these are going to be my 3 pieces that I've cut, and I'm going to pop them in here in the back. So if I bring this in, and just in there, we're going to pop them, but I'm not going to pop them in yet. I'm going to glue them together. So once my tab's glued down, I can pop that over and it hides my tab as well. So pop those to the side. But all those, so you know that this is 3 inches by 6 inches. So I've just gone down, I think I went down 1/4 of an inch. Let me bring in my ruler, double check. Again, but that's a personal preference thing. It's entirely up to you. I've gone down 1/8 of an inch. So I've gone down to 2 7/8 by 5 7/8 on those, and I've done the same sizing on these 3, which are going to be my panels on the front. I've gone to 5 7/8 by the 2 7/8, and then we'll come to those in a minute, because what I want to do is, let me bring in just a scrap piece of paper. We're just going to ink round these. I want to age them up a little bit more. I think it really works well with this collection. So I brought in my gathered twigs and my scorched timber. Just going to use one of my little brushes. Now, if you don't have these 2, if you've got like a different collection, if you've got like the crafted as companion ones or something like that, I've picked 2 browns, one darker than the other, because what I want to do is just round the edges with the lighter one. We're just going to go round the edge and do that on all 3. And again, I'm not being perfect because these papers really lend themselves to that. So I'm literally just bunging some of that ink around the edges. There we go. And then on this last piece, and again, not being perfect. There we go. So I'm just going to pop the lid on that one for now, because then what I'm going to do is with the darker one, with the scorched, you can, oh, look at that. You can see that I'm sat next to the window and it's started to go dark a little bit because it's, oh, but how much more is it making those papers pop? Let me. I'm glad I made one of these because I can hear all the words you're saying and they're just swimming around my brain. I think I might now need to lie down for the rest of this make. Cynthia Wood, hello. Lovely to have you here. It's first time. Oh, that's great. So if you weren't here from the beginning, I'm really glad that you've commented. Anna Marie, I'm late, but we'll watch and make late. I love your ideas. Thank you. Beth and Thomas might have to make this using paper by Michelle. Oh, Shall I do one for my launch? When I do all my samples, I'll do it with some of my papers, and we'll see what it looks like. So yes, I was saying I'm glad you've commented because I'm going to do a little giveaway at the end. So my husband's going to scroll through all of the comments and he's just going to randomly pick one. So the more that you're commenting, the more chance you may have of being picked. Karen, sorry I had to go get an unexpected visitor. We'll rewatch later. Oh, well, we'll see you later. Unexpected visitors, normally grandkids, isn't it? Becca, hi Michelle, I'm sorry I'm late. I thought I'd pop in and watch your video. Hello, it's so nice to have you. Elizabeth, so there's some names that I haven't seen as much. Not that I'm saying that you regulars talk a lot. Nana Kim, hello. Elizabeth Bacon, hello. Fanny got on a bit late, as not long back from hospital appointment. Well, I hope everything went all right. Right, so I'm going to take the darker one and I'm just going to rub it across the edge because then what that does, firstly, it just takes away that white edge. But what I also want to do is just scrape it along there. So you can see I got a nice splodge of the darker. I'll lift it for you. But what it also does is it darkens those edges. So you've got like that two-tone of brown going on. And it just, again, adds lots of depth. But by doing this, what you get is, can you see all those just tiny little, just random little, not necessarily blobs, but streaks of the darker one. So, and I love it. It just looks really nice. So it's just a tiny one there. So I'm just going to go straight down the edge and I'm going on an angle. So it just randomly picks up a little bit on the front of there. And I think it just looks lovely. So straight across to get rid of that white core, and then on an angle from the front, just to add that second layer of brown. So, and then, so that really didn't pick any up, a tiny, tiny little bit, but it really doesn't matter because what it does is it gives you that two-tone of brown. And it just looks lovely. So all the way around. I know you're not necessarily going to see, well, I'm going to do it on those inside ones. And what I was going to say is I know you won't necessarily see all of them, but what it does, it means that no matter what angle someone looks at your card from, it's going to look lovely. Right, so let me pop this to the side and bring these in. So again, being careful, if your ink's a little bit like this one, these are the oxides, so they just take a little bit longer to dry. So just being careful when I'm putting my fingers and trying to not be a mess. It's pretty much impossible. Michelle, but beautiful. These are words that go together well. My Michelle. Yes. Do you know how many people sing that song to me when I walk into a room? They sing either the Beatles song, the Michelle, or the Guns N' Roses one. So there's a Guns N' Roses song called My Michelle. And depending on who it is, you can guarantee someone will sing one of those songs to me when I enter a room. I'm not complaining though. I know when my kids were little, I used to tell them that, so my eldest son, Joseph, I named him after, well, his middle names are John Paul, after, John Lennon and Paul McCartney. So when I had Oliver and Alice, I used to tell them when they were little that I knew them, and that's why I named Joseph after them. And they wrote the song for me, and they believed me for a few years. And then they get to an age where they don't believe anything you say then, don't they? So just bear with me, I've knocked some stuff all over the floor. You would think with all this room, I wouldn't knock things everywhere, but I do. Right, so those two, and then the middle one. So you can see from the reverse of this one, I've took the 6x6 fussy cut pad, and I've just used the back of it because it is absolutely beautiful. Which is why I always say, even if you're not into your fussy cutting, those 6x6 pads are beautiful because the reverse are just some absolutely gorgeous patterns on there. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to flatten that out because I want to put strips on all of these. I don't want to leave them naked. So I'm going to pop that up there. And I've already cut these, and again, so I used an 8x8 pad and I've just cut strips. So these are 1 inches by 6. So I've cut these down to 5 7/8 by 7/8 of an inch. And then for these, I'm just going to add a little bit of ink because it's those inside bits. I don't need to be, or those side bits, I don't need to be as precious about where I'm putting the ink on. I just want to make sure that they've got some ink on so it does tie in. So also, if you're wondering why I'm not working on my glass mat, I found that because of those grids on it, it really plays havoc with any camera. And I've been having a bit of a play, and my camera is so much happier without that glass mat grid. So I think as long as I'm careful with what I'm doing and I don't get ink and glue all over my desk, I should be all right. So I've missed one. I always miss one. I always got Sweet Caroline. I must admit, every time I see your name, that's exactly what I think. I'm one of those really annoying people who, when you say something and then someone starts singing, that's me. Much to the annoyance of my children. But what can I say? I'm embarrassed to say I don't have any Distress Oxide inks. Oh, Bethan. Oh no. Well, we need to get that sorted. They are just beautiful. But I've got to say that I didn't. When I was working for Crafters Companion, because I was working for them, I had all their stuff, and we really didn't get a chance to use any other stuff because we had to use all of their stuff in all of our demos. So once I sort of parted ways with those, I literally had this like blank slate of a craft room. I could use what I wanted, and I went and got myself some oxides. I got lots of stuff from Lisa Horton. She gifted me so much stuff to help me get back on my feet. So it's nice to actually look and think, I would like that. And I can use it in whatever demo I want because I'm not limited. So just gluing all of these. I find that CC's Duet pads are so hard to work with. Distress inks, I like butter. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Just, yeah. So let's move on to this one. Right. Just literally rinse and repeat. We're just gluing, making sure that they're all level with each other and nice and straight. You need to fix that. Yes. Yeah, you definitely do. The fuzzy cut pad sold out so quickly I couldn't get it. It did. It sold out really quick. And then when I was on Create and Craft last week, I had this collection, and within the first 10 minutes, what was left sold out. It was such a popular collection. visit my craft shop on Saturday, I think. Yes, I think you should visit your craft shop, definitely. I just have a healthy Tim Holtz obsession. Guys, you absolutely do. It is healthy. It's a healthy obsession. So I don't have half as many as Gaz. And so there's the distress inks and the distress oxides, and I'm more of a fan of the oxide. I just love the way it lays down, because it lays down different to the inks. It's a different opacity, it's a different sort of shade of that colour. So for instance, I've got the Scotch Timber next to me, it's a different lay down. But again, you know that. So from CC, if you've got the same colour in their normal inks to their what are their opaque, not their opaque, their sticky ones, it lays down thicker with one than with the other. Right, so now we've got all these. So that's sort of where we are now. Just my front panels and the side 1-inch panels. Let's pop that up there. And then all you need to do now is, you can see that it's going to fold like that. Decide which one you want at which side, because I want my tab to be on the front panel, and then when I glue it, it's going to glue to the back panel, and then when I bring this in, it's going to cover it, because I'm going to slide that in there. So let's pop again some more glue just on that tab and fold it under. You are brave. I'm way too messy to work without my glass mat. Yes, it's just, the thing is, it's so much easier for you to see what I'm doing, because what my camera tries to do is it tries to focus on all those grids. So you get where you've got that sort of focus going in and out. I know, is it Mandy Taylor? I think Mandy Taylor, so she's like a mixed media genius. I think she works on like a huge pile of tissue paper. So she's crafting away, and then that layer of tissue paper that's a mess, she gets rid of, but you're not going to get rid of it because it's tissue paper. So there's so many things that you can be using it for. So there is ways to sort of get around it if you're worried. But again, it's only for if I'm doing a live or if I'm recording. Oops. There you go. Just reading a few more comments, seeing if I'm missing anything. I'm having a brain fade or a brain fart, did that say? So have I done those both going onto the back? I got myself all confused then. I was looking for my tab and I couldn't see it. Right, so, and then this final one. I work on a self-healing putting that. I mean, I do work on, obviously when I am crafting, I've got my glass mat up and my little messy mat next to me and things like that. I'm on my way out the door shortly. 3 more to go. Oh, 3 more night shifts, Gaz, and then you're done. I hope you're free Monday night, Gaz, and the rest of you. I hope you're free Monday night, because that's when I'm going to do my launch. So I will be popping all the details up. But there you go. So you can see how it sits together. Absolutely lovely. So then the other thing I'm going to do before I decorate the front up is these are going to slot in there perfectly. So all I'm going to do for these is I'm just going to ink a little bit round the top, because that's all you're going to see. You're not really going to see much else unless you've got someone who's having a real good peer in there, which I don't think you're going to go into. So let me just make sure they're all going to fit. I've put them down short enough, I have. It's just some ink around that top. I'm going to do this third one, isn't there, love? You wouldn't think it'd be possible, would you, to forget to do one when it's sat right here? In fact, you guys could see it sat right there and I still forgot it. So, and then again with the darker one, just going to go across the top and just, I've got a lovely splodge there. Just around that top bit, because really that's all you're going to see, if anything. Okay. And if I bring that one now it's dried a little. There you go. Look, those two different browns really makes it look like it's got more depth than what it really does. I'll pop that there. And then to just open that a little bit, just makes it easier for you to slide this one in there. There we go. Pop that in there. And what I can do is I can flatten that, and it allows me to squash it down. I save the packing paper from packages and use it when I'm working on it. Yeah, the thing is, there's all sorts of ways we can get around it. And, if you've got anything to work on, I mean, to be fair, what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to do it, but as to when it will sort of be available to buy, I'm not sure. So I've getting myself all the bits and bobs to make my own paper. So all these extra bits, they're going to go through a paper trimmer. So if you're wanting to make your own, any kind of scrap paper, scrap card you've got, put it through, not a paper trimmer, a paper shredder. Pop it through your paper shredder. Blend it up in a blender if you've got one. I'm not suggesting you then go make some food with that particular blender, but through your blender with water, blend it up, and then you get your bowl of water, you put a handful in, you throw some beautiful dried flowers in, or some offcuts of string or ribbon or twine, anything like that. And you've got these, you probably all know, you've probably seen them. It's just a wooden frame. It's got that lovely mesh over it, and you can create your own papers. And I'm going to planning on doing that. So all of my sheets, they're not going to go to waste at all. So you can see how it comes together lovely. I love the slope into the middle that really makes that middle panel really pop. Right, so what we're going to do next is I've got 3 panels and I've cut these down to 5 inches by 2 inches. And it's literally, I just decided that that's 3 and that's 6. So we're just going to go down an inch. And I think that panel sits lovely. Entirely up to you if you want to make it bigger or smaller, but I want it to be able to see lots of this and still have that panel on the front. So that is those 3. And I was thinking about using this one. So these 3 together are 6 inches by 6 inches. So I should just be able to cut him out and have him on those 3 panels. So what I'm going to do is let me pop those up there and roughly judge where I'm going to cut this down, because this is an 8 by 8. So I want to try and hopefully get sort of the right to the top of his floaty bits. Is this hair? Is this fur? Is it flames? But these bits. So I really wanted to be able to get those in. But so this is what I do. I just roughly judge it. I've cut a little bit away from the top. If I don't come down a little bit further, then I'm not going to be able to get this in, and I want this going across those 3 panels. So I'm going to trim that down just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off as far as I want to, as far as I'm willing to go, which is roughly, I think, about that. And then, so again, don't get rid of these. Remember that basket weave that I used to do, where you've just got all your strips, all those extra strips, and we're going to pop them along, and we're going to create an extra background with those. So, oh, that's going to be cutting too much of his head off. It still looks nice. You have to be careful with some. If you cut too far down or too far up, just doesn't look right. But I think I'm quite happy with that. So it's going to fit on to my panel with just that sort of 1/8 of an inch peeking out. So I'm going to trim a little bit of that away. Keep catching that. And then we can start. So my panels are, what did I say, 2 inches wide, didn't I? So I'm just going to go down that 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to follow that pattern on those 3 that I cut. So the 3 are going to be 4 7/8 by that 1 7/8. And then what you get is that lovely continuation of that pattern going across the front of your card. We're going to do the same with these. We're going to pop some ink around them because it's going to tie it all in. If we don't, and we've got those inky backgrounds, it doesn't sit as nice, I don't think. So exactly the same as what we did before. Throw a little bit of ink around those edges. And because I'm using this brush, I'm not going to get any sort of edges on there from the foam. So I've been using these ones. I can never remember what they're called. But you tend to get obviously those edges in there, don't you? But using a brush, I don't get them at all. I don't talk much, but I'm still new to this type of crafting. And as my daughter finished her special college on Tuesday, I will have much more time to craft. Oh, that's great. So she's finished now. Is she ready for work, or is she going to uni? The plastic bags from large cereal packs are great to work on as well. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just open them out and wipe them off. Absolutely. It's almost like just a wipe clean mat, isn't it, really? I love paper with dried flowers in them. I do. And I've got to tell you, so I've been looking, because obviously I've been looking for things to go into my kits. And it's really expensive, or it's really rubbish. It is. I think it's because it's quite time consuming to do. So I thought, well, if I can't buy any decent stuff at a decent price to put in my kits for you, I might as well make my own. I mean, I've been wanting to do it for so long, and again, working for CC. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved working for CC. I loved the opportunity, I love the people, I love the training. I'm not dissing them at all, but I could only use their stuff because that's what I did. I demoed for them, so it just makes sense, doesn't it? It's not one of those things that I complained about, but you just didn't have the freedom that I do now, and the ability to use whatever I want. So the fact that I can now do things like this, make my own paper, be it the patterned ones or, mulberry paper, things like that, it just means that I obviously can do that now. So that's going on the back, that doesn't matter. So let's bring this back in and make sure that I've got my pieces the correct. We know how long it takes me to put a jigsaw together. Look, only 3 pieces, and I still got all 3 of them wrong. Aloha, Michelle. I hope you're well. You too. I am very well, thank you. I want to make my own dried flowers from my overgrown but lovely garden. Oh, that would be lovely. That would be really lovely. Handcrafted by Gaz. How long are you thinking of going on for, Michelle? Well, until I'm done, Gaz. Don't rush me. I don't know. Just until I don't know. How long's a piece of string? My mum used to say. Michelle has given you the confidence to go out on your own now. Everything happens for a reason. Absolutely. I'm glad you have your freedom back. Yeah. And again, I will never, and you'll never hear me slag them off or put them down because of the training and the opportunity that I got, and I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for them. Did it end in a way that I didn't want it to, that was a bit pants? Absolutely. But it is what it is. It sounds a little bit cheesy saying that, doesn't it? But it is. Onwards and upwards, and doors closing and opening, and all those lovely sentiments that you guys said to me. And now you get me unedited. You get me talking for an hour and a half to 2 hours with no one interrupting me. How lucky are you guys? So I'm laughing because my son Oliver's just come in. So my craft room is at the bottom end of sort of our kitchen dining room. There's no dining table here anymore. It's just my craft room. So the kitchen's up that side, and he's just brought his plate in because he's just had his tea. And he heard me saying that and just pulled such a beautiful face at me, as though to say, I'm pretty sure that's not true. And then walked out. So what can I say? Just rude. Right, just reaching over for my foam pads. I'm going to use these. So again, Sticks to Anything, a brand that I've started using. Again, they gifted me some stuff, and they're absolutely amazing. They're such a wonderful company, and their stuff is brilliant. And I wouldn't tell you it was if it wasn't. I mean, the fact that you can get black foam on a roll and clear foam on a roll from Sticks to Anything, I was sold, definitely. But because I've got white card, quite happy to use my white foam pads. So I'm just going to pop some on each of these panels. Now you can glue them down flat. It's entirely up to you. You know I like my height and my dimension. So I'm going to pop, and these are quite a thick one. I think these are like 3 mil deep. If you don't have a foam pad at home that is the right depth for you, you've got 2 options. If you've got some scrap pieces of your mount board, just trim that down and then glue that to the back of your whatever it is that you want it to put on, because it's really nice and thin. Even if that is too thick, if you've got I'm just looking for some scrap card. If you've just got some scrap card, again, just cut one piece of just one of those, pop that underneath, and even though it's the tiniest little bit of height, it still adds a little bit of height. Or 2 pieces. So again, if you've no foam pads that are quite right for your project, then just do that. I've started doing that a lot more. And I've started doing it a lot more when I've been doing lots of embellishments on the front. So when I've got lots of flowers and little ephemera pieces, some of those little stamps and things that was in my last kit, it's nice to pop just a piece of card behind, because what it means is you can tuck things under. So if you've just got a piece of mount board down the middle, you've got all that area around and it allows you to have a real good play about. And when you are adding lots of maybe inks and texture pastes and things like that, find that a foam pad isn't necessarily something that I'm going to go for. But just cutting up small pieces of mount board from, the scrappy leftover bits works perfectly. Right, so let's make sure that I've got these. There. Should have numbered them. If you are doing something like this and you've got lots of panels and you need to number them, if you're a bit rubbish like me, then just pop a number on the back and then you can number them, and then, you're not getting lost. It's just, you get talking, you get distracted if you're anything like me. You have a good perspective on things. I think you have to. I think you can have a little bit of a mope about when something a bit rubbish has happened. But then I think you have to pick yourself back up. And I think I've got so many wonderful people around me. So I've got my husband, my kids, my mother-in-law is amazing. I've got some wonderful family. And then I've still got you guys. So the fact that I've still got lots of amazing people and amazing support around me, I think makes it a lot easier. So I'm just lining that up. I've popped that glue on. Now, normally I pop glue on both sides. I forgot I was talking, but I've popped the glue on because what it does is allows me that time to, if that's not quite right, I can move it. Whereas if it's just a foam pad, I can't. And I'm doing the middle one because you can guarantee if you do this side first and you're the tiniest little bit off, and then you line this one up and then this one, by the time you get to this one, that tiny little bit off here makes a huge difference at this side. Have I put the wrong one on in the middle? You know what I mean? But that just proves my point about putting the glue on, doesn't it? I haven't ripped anything. That also proves my point about me talking too much and getting distracted, doesn't it? Right, before I glue it down, we're correct, aren't we? What we need is some sort of like button, like a horn. So when I'm just about to go wrong, you guys should be able to like press some sort of horn so I can hear it. Oh, I've got it perfect as well. All right, let's do this again. I mean, by all means, you could measure this. If you've got like a ruler and pencil, if you want to measure it to make sure that you're absolutely bang on. So this is the left one, isn't it? I think you do get to a point where it's quite easy to just by eye it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one here and then I'm going to hold this one next to it. And I'm going to gently pop it on and line it up, sort of stand it next to it. And if I feel like I'm a little bit too high, which I am, well, not. If we could just wiggle it down a little bit. Huge foam pads. I love these. So these are a 30 pad. So they're 19mm by 38 by 3. So they're a nice, big, chunky foam pad. Black foam on a roll. Oh, stay there. Don't move. I've got it right here with me. Oh. And it's huge. They do have some black foam pads as well. That's my black foam on a roll. Do you still sing Foam on a Roll? I do. When I want to wind the kids up a little bit, I do sing it, because, it makes me chuckle. But that is my black Foam on a Roll, and I think that's about a mil deep, but you can see how huge it is. Now I've got some more, and it's thinner, so if I bring both of those in, you can see how thick one is. So I think that's like a centimetre, and I think that's roughly about a half. So again, you've got those two huge pieces. They obviously do lots of normal size Foam on a Roll as well. But you know what they also do? Clear Foam on a Roll. So you've got this clear foam with that red backing, so you can see what you're doing, and you've got some lovely depth on that. So if you're doing shaken elements, because you've got that clear acetate over the front, you're going to use this. They do, bear with me. So I've got a smaller one here somewhere. They do this one as well. So if you don't use a lot, you've got this clear double-sided Foam on a Roll as well. So it's just a nice small roll. So if you don't use lots of it, then you've got options. And their prices are amazing. They do lots of special offers and bulk deals and all sorts. But there's some huge foams on rolls, aren't there? A little bit a bit distracted, a bit sidetracked. But I had to show you. So let me just pop that back. Right, so let's get on. It's huge. It is huge. Loving that foam. Yeah. Looks like I'm ordering from Sticks too. Yeah. I have one of those huge black foams. Yeah. Foam on a. So lots of glue on there. Let me bring that middle one in again. So let's get it on the right way. Is that the right way? That's the right way. And then I'm going to gently pop it on there and line it up. And just a little bit too high again. Wiggle that down just a bit. So bringing those in, they're all nice and even and nice and level. I just got it. Did that take just a second to click in, Gaz? I've got to tell you, so Sticks to You. I mean, no, I don't work for them. I did get lots of freebies from them because they're amazing. But what they do this. So this is this my refillable one? It is my refillable one. So this is a refillable one, and you literally, that's it. So you've got a little button there, just press it and it opens. This is what comes out. This is your refill. And it means that there's like hardly any waste, but it's just so easy to just open and close it. I've had a ball on their website. I've got to admit, they've got so many amazing stuff on there. And obviously it works perfectly with my Charbella papers because a match made in heaven. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pop it on here. And then I will probably embellish it all up afterwards. So literally, I said literally again. But it just pops on there. Do they have them in Dotty as well, Michelle? Do you know, Gaz? I don't know. I didn't order any because I've got so many left from CC, so I didn't want to sort of waste what I've got. But I don't know. You'll have to have a look and let me know. Oh, your pizza's ready now. Well, I would leave me for pizza as well, Elizabeth, so I hope you enjoy your tea. Right, so I'm just going to pop them on one at a time, and I'm going to go from one side to the other because I really want to make sure that it's perfectly in place. So definitely always start at one side or the other, not in the middle. And the bonus of this card is because it folds flat, it's really, really easy to just pop your glue on wherever you're popping it and then just press it down. You have to investigate. Yes, investigate, guys, and let us know. So that one. And then this is where I want to make sure they're really sharp burnishes, because when I pop it on, I want them to butt perfectly up. I don't want no space there. I don't want that one to be burnished really flat and that one not. So give this a good burnish. And then now I've done those, I'm going to pop that on. You just want those really sharp, clean edges. And because we're putting them next to each other, you want them to look just perfect. There we go. So a bit of press. And then last one. So I do love a really simple card that looks really complicated, because it gives it that lovely wow factor, doesn't it? So there we go. There we go. And we're done. Just press that down. So you've got that beautiful shape. And from any side looking at this, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So I've got a few things we're going to decorate the front with. I've got so I was saying, just pop this up there, just to go off. On the middle one of this is where I fussy cut one of those women out, and that's from that 6x6 pad. The life is a flower of which love is the honey, so that sentiment was on there as well. All these were on there. You've got some lovely, lots of really cuttable, snippable elements on this 8x8 pad and that 6x6 one as well. I mean, I love this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really love it. There's ranging from really big ones to a lot smaller, some sentiments, some without. You've got some lovely toppers there. You've got some really lovely sentiments. I'm not going to put, so on this one, I used an image of that house. I don't know what they're called. I don't know if they've got a different name. Probably have. So I used an image of that, and it really went across. There's just a little bit of the house there that's covered, and then you've got that lovely bonsai tree there. So I knew that I could pop lots on the middle and not be hiding some sort of important imagery like I am here. So I'm going to decorate this one up a little bit different, which is why I haven't got anything previously cut out, because I thought we'll pop it on and we'll see what we're happy with. There's so much. I love this one. Can you see that one? She almost looks like she's been painted onto some pottery, and it's really aged, where you've got all those cracks and stuff. So I love her. She might look nice on there, actually. I'm going to go with that one. So I'm just looking for my scissors. I'm going to go with, there's so many. It really is we're going to trim her out. Now, what I do when I've got elements like this that have got curves and stuff like that, and I am not very good at fussy cutting at all. So what I will tend to do is when I'm cutting, I'm going to wiggle my scissors a little bit. So starting there. And what it gives you is this old torn edge effect that looks deliberate, not accidental, like you've made a mess. So wiggle a few times and then cut a little bit longer and then wiggle a few times, and you get this really beautiful edge to whatever it is that you're cutting out. And it works on sort of your geisha lady, it works on everything, not just tabs and tags. You get just a really lovely edge to it. Let's see if I can show you my edging. Just gonna, can you see? You can see the way that I've cut the edges. So it doesn't look like I've accidentally cut it wrong. It looks like it was supposed to be like that. So I think just trim that edge away. I think I'm going to pop her there. Then I'm not covering him or him. I'm assuming it's a him. It looks a bit ferocious, so it's probably a woman. So let me pop that just there. Because if I bring this in again, you can see I've done lots of layering. So I've got my geisha lady, and then I've got one of those little tags there. I've also got another one under there, but what I've also done here is I've cut one in half. I've just popped a little bit behind there and a little bit behind there. So you see, so lots of layering works beautifully for these. On this side, I've just got one here. I've got, again, I cut that one out, but then I layered one underneath the edge. It just really, really works with this kind of collection. I've cut one out on there. I've used my glue gel. I popped one behind there, popped another one behind there, and then on the front. So have a play about with your layering. It looks amazing, but it can be a little bit scary because you think, I don't want to cover bits up. But you do want to cover some bits up because that's just how it works. And I know we put things on and think, but it's pretty, I don't want to cover it up, but you have to go for it. You have to be very brave. I'm just looking for this. So this is the front sheet. And then what you've got here is these, and these are what I've used on there. You've got some in the 8x8 sheet as well, but these are just a little bit bigger. So I'm going to trim just a couple of those out, and I'm going to cut them exactly the same way. So we're just going to add that unperfect edge. There we go. And just concentrate and go quiet for a second. Give your ears a rest. There we go. I must admit, I would love to know what they say. If anything, well, I would imagine that they will say something. It's not like when you used to go to the tattooist in like the 90s and you asked for that lovely Chinese symbol that's, was supposed to say something like hope or beauty, and it ended up saying something like bum or foot. Wonder how many people are walking about nowadays with the weirdest, randomest Chinese tattoo on them. So we're going to pop those two there. And that is going to go on here. And I feel like I just need something else. So I think let's just trim one of these out. And again, I'm going to do it exactly the same because I'm not the best at fussy cutting. So I think by doing this, not only does it lend itself perfectly to this collection anyway, because it's got all sort of raggedy torn edges on the all these little tabs. It just allows for you not being the best or not enjoying it. So much more fun to do it this way. There we go. Let's just pop this to the side for now. And then we'll bring this in. Let me get. So another thing I discovered from sticks to anything is, I always said I wasn't a fan of the chunky glue or the 3D adhesive. Lovely, I didn't see you join. Hello. Gorgeous, Michelle, thank you very much. I'm assuming you mean me and not the card. Yes, I always said I wasn't a fan because whenever I used it, it always dried up and dried out. But this one doesn't. I can use this one, I can screw my lid back on and it doesn't dry up. So I've started using it a lot more, and it also comes with one of these as well. So you can screw it on and you've got a real fine nozzle. But let me, before I pop these on, add just a little bit of ink. So bring all of those in. And again, just randomly throw a little bit of ink on there. And the last one. And there we go. So I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to put some glue just on there, because I want it over the edge of this. And then let's pop these two on as well. And again, I'm just popping a strip right up the middle, because then if I decide I want to add anything else sort of tucked under, I can. I think that one goes that way, doesn't it? So let's put glue in there, pop that down there. And then I think I'm going to tuck that one just so, see, now it's gone dark there. I've got a little bit too much light aimed at me, haven't I? There we go. See, can you see it? You can see it, can't you? So I'm still getting to see him, even though I've got some sort of layers building off. I'm going to bring a couple of these in. So these are those corners, the jewellery corners. Obviously from my jewellery boxes and things like that. I'm going to pop that one here. And I'm going to pop that one just on there. And I'm going to use this again. So I can wiggle it into place. And because we know it dries clear, it's going to look fabulous. There we go. So don't forget that these are perfect for all your cards and stuff, not just the boxes and box corners. There we go. So really framing that middle, and if the card itself frames the middle, because of the way that this is angled into the middle, I really go straight to all that decoration. My Japanese symbol tattoo, said woman. I know I'm a woman. I'm not sure why 17-year-old me felt that I needed to announce that to the Japanese speaking world. I love it. I love it. It was a huge thing though, wasn't it? Everyone was getting sort of those kind. I think Ben's got one. I know he's got a Taz on his arm. He went to Skegness one year, and you go to the seaside. You're a young man, a boy, I think, and they all got tattoos of weird stuff. It does look fab with these papers, Hannah. It doesn't it? This style and this paper collection just works beautifully together. Great tip. I'm terrible at fussy cutting. Me too. So it is absolutely works a treat. I'm awful at fussy cutting too. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, that's great. This looks fabulous. Thank you. The corners make such a difference. Popping those corners on again. I know now it's gone dark through that window. There's a bit too much light at that side, but really frames it, doesn't it? On this one, I used the silver ones. I thought they worked beautiful with her. But again, these are sort of a bronzy colour and they work lovely as well. So on her, I put lots of flowers and stuff, and I'm going to bring those back in. In fact, this huge tub of paper flowers, and I've got that beautiful. It ties in perfectly. I couldn't have bought those better myself. They were just in my stash. They've got that beautiful burnt red around the edges and then that white in the middle. So I'm going to pop a few of those there. And then what I've also got in here is those sort of smaller green ones. So I'm just going to grab those. I'm going to pop that there. And again, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to decide. Right. So I'm going to pop that one under there. Now, half of that flower is being covered up. So if you don't want to cover, get rid of half, or because you are covering half of that flower up, we're going to trim it in half. And because it's popping out, you're not really going to see it anyway, which means I've got 2 flowers. I'll trim that away for the price of 1. So I'm going to pop that there. There was 2 layered up there. Let's see. There we go. Pop that under there. And this is the bit that I love. Really building up a little bit of a scene, having a little bit of fun. I'm going to pop that one under there. So I don't normally tend to, I normally have spoken so much that I don't normally tend to decorate up, do I? But I'm able to on this one. Pop that just under there. The corners make such a difference, yeah. I was skeptical about cutting the dragon down when you did it, but it looks amazing. And you see, that's it. It looks beautiful, and you think, don't cut it down because it's not going to work, but it does. It does, and that's what I keep saying to people when they're like, "Oh, I could never cut into your papers," but actually, by cutting into them and making something, it makes them look more beautiful. But it's just that initial, "Oh my God, I've just cut into something," isn't it? So let me pop the lid back on here. So I think what I'm going to do is, where is that sheet of paper? There it is. So I'm going to cut another one of these out because I do want to layer those corners back up. So again, doing that wiggly cutting. It just means that where you wouldn't necessarily use something or pick something because you can't fussy cut it out, actually means now, don't want that, that you've got more options. Right. So I could, let me cut that in half. What I've got then is 1 there, and I've got enough for that side as well. I mean, I don't know why I need to be so frugal because there's so much in these kits, but I think it's just the nature of being a crafter, isn't it? So lay that there. We like to get as much use out of everything. Pop that one under there. And then I'm really happy with that. The only other thing I feel like these corners now are a little bit naked. So again, if I bring this in, you can see I popped another one on there and I've popped two at that side. Popping just one on each side made it too symmetrical and it just didn't look right. So that's why I've got two at the top and just one at the bottom. So we will quickly cut a couple of these out. And I can just go straight up. The good thing is all three of those that I'm now cutting out, they're all different sizes. They're not identical in size, again, which means that I don't have that sort of symmetrical look going on. That's more pleasing to the eye. I go. You can see you can go quite quick as well with this. So you can really fussy cut a lot out in quite a short time. One, two, just the last one. Right, and then just deciding which ones you want where. So let me bring in this. Just ink around a little. Where did the, oh, it's there. It was the late 90s, it was very much of the time. Yeah, definitely. The only reason I didn't have one is I was way too terrified to have a tattoo. I mean, I've got a few now, but back then, I was a bit of a scaredy cat. So I'm going to cut this corner away because that means I can tuck that under a lot better. So popping that under there. I'm going to sort of do the same. We're going to pop that one on the top. And then just the one down here. You got the first in 1982. I would have been 5. I was a little bit too young for ink in 1982. So I think I'm quite happy with that. I think the other thing that I might want to do, and I'm not sure because I don't really want to cover him up at all. I think the only other thing I might want to do is add a sentiment, which I haven't got on there. This one, I used a circle die and there was a tag on one of these papers and that was the sentiment and I just took the sentiment off there. But I think what this one might look lovely with is, excuse me leaning over, I think, there we go, this. I love this. I know Tim Holtz do them. I know that a few other people do them. I just got mine from Amazon a little while ago. And there's so many different sentiments on there. And there's probably a sentiment for everything. Practice kindness. All you need is love. We've been on a Beatles thing tonight, haven't we? Not my circus, not my monkeys. But then live every day with intention, be original. So there's lots of fabulous stuff on there. Good things come in small packages. That's what I say about me and my height all the time. Because, short and everything. Let's have a look. Travel the world over to find the beautiful. It's a little bit too long. Oh, when nothing is sure, everything is possible. Choose to shine. There is beauty in simplicity. I like that. So it's quite long, so I'm going to trim it off. So we're going to trim it to there is beauty. And because they're quite small, they're going to fit wonderfully. So there is beauty in simplicity. So let's pop that on. I'm going to pop them both. So I've popped my bottom one on, so it just overlaps the top one. Can you see that? And then because it's quite white, I'm going to bring in just a little bit of this ink and we're going to go over it just on there. And I think that's it. I think I'm really happy with that. So let me just move a little bit of the mess so I can bring them both in. There we go. So two different designs. And with this collection, if I hadn't have put that geisha lady on, or even if I had, I think it's a perfect collection for the man in your life or the lady who doesn't like fussy and flowers. I think this is just a brilliant collection for absolutely everyone. It's just absolutely, it's beautiful. And it's definitely, let me bring in just one of the tags. So this is the 8x8. So let me just open it up because what I want to show you is all that multi-layer. Look at the colour. But every time you look, you see something different. So you've got like sort of water stains, but then under the water stains, you've got some flowers. And then under the flowers, you've got that crackling effect. And it just goes on and on and on. And Ariston, does anyone remember that advert? So do you see what I mean? They're so beautiful. But so yeah, literally something for everyone. So these are my two cards. And I'm really happy with those. You got yours from Amazon. Those sentiments. Yeah, good old Amazon. Fabulous card, gorgeous, really lovely card. Thank you. So yes, so the husband stood right there. He needs to go back in the room now and scroll through and pick a winner. In fact, because he's gone. All I want you to do, Ben, if you're listening, is just scroll through all the comments, randomly stop and pick two names for me, and then post them on there. I don't know why I'm shouting because you're listening to me on your phone. I can hear myself. Mute me. Right, so yeah, Ben's going to pick two names for me. You will both win one of these cards. If you don't want it, let me know and we'll pick someone else. And I will pop some little bits from the collection in for you as well. You write it on there for me. He shut his eyes and he scrolled and he pointed. He's going to pop your names on here for me. So if it's you, either comment below. You're not really going to comment your name. If you follow me, you can't private message people on YouTube, can you? So, but on Instagram or Facebook, pop me a message with your name and address and I'll get these out to you. So the first one is, thank you for showing us how to make this beautiful card. Thank you very much, Laurie. Wonderful card and learning more techniques. Thank you. Yeah, I do try to throw a few techniques in there with the random chat about nonsense. Jane Gibson. So congratulations, you've won one of these cards. So if you're still watching, pop me a message on Instagram or Facebook or comment on one of my posts on Instagram and Facebook and then we can get that sorted. And Caroline. So you've both won a card. I'll pop you some bits in as well. But yeah, pop me a message on Facebook or Instagram and we can get that sorted out for you. So are we, what time are we? Oh, 8 o'clock. So, you're very welcome, both of you, very welcome. Um, I never win anything, thank you so much. I'm exactly the same. I can enter competitions till my heart's content, but I never win anything. But yeah, congratulations, both of you. Thank you very much, Ben. We'll get these sorted out. Don't be surprised if I've accidentally added a few more little embellishments, because you know when you finished a project and you have a look at it a little bit later and you think, oh, that could just do with. Is that just me? That's not just me. So what was I going to say? Yes, so you two guys pop me a message, Instagram or Facebook. I'll keep my eyes peeled with your addresses. Get these sent out to you. I am more is more. Oh, definitely. I totally agree. So I will be back with Ciao Bella in a fortnight. So not next week, the week after. Not sure what we'll be doing yet, but I'm sure we can find something else fabulous. There will be another giveaway as well. I think it's, I don't know, it just seems right. We'll do little cheeky giveaways more often. Well, it's just more fun, isn't it? It's always exciting to win something or the possibility. Linda, hello. Lovely to have you here. So in a fortnight, back with Ciao Bella. On Monday, it's going to be on my Facebook page. We're going to do the launch of my collections, my Christmas ones. But again, I'll be popping all the details on my Facebook page about that. Bethan, can't wait until your launch on Monday. Oh, I'm so excited. I wish you could see behind me. All my stuff has arrived. Ben's been printing so there's like piles of paper. There's ribbon, there's wreaths, there's wooden embellishments, there's berries and beads. There's so much exciting stuff for those craft kits. So I was making this, and I actually, with the same collection. So what this is, there's a point in there somewhere, just bear with me. So I've been creating this because this is what I was going to do, but I started it and it takes way too long. So it's just going to work perfectly with my Christmas collections as well, because when you open it up, can you see how it really concertinas out? So if you pop 12 pockets on there, you've got a pocket for every actually, if you pop 12 pockets on there, you've got sort of a calendar-esque lovely kind of portfolio for your desk. If you popped 24 pockets in there, you could have, not everyone, we don't all do the chocolate for the kids, or if they're a little bit older, each one, instead of the 24 days of Christmas, each one having chocolate, you can have a little memory or a photograph or something a little bit fun in there. But this is where this one was going. And we will definitely do a YouTube video or something on this. So it all opens up. I've got a lovely little pocket here. I've got a lovely little pocket here. And that just opens like that. We've got a little tagging. And then that just, if I can get it in, just tucks back in there. Oh, let me bring that one down. Close that over, and that just sits in one of the pockets. This is just a nice simple, so the 5x7, so this is just a nice simple one that opens like that, and I tucked one of those tags under there. But yeah, I started doing this and I thought this is going to take way too long, so maybe this is going to be, but yeah, would work perfect with my Christmas one. You sort of could turn this Christmas Adventy or Christmas 2025 sort of calendar. And then it's just beautiful, isn't it? The way I've made it is the way that we make our albums. So instead of doing it this way, we just did it with that way, the image facing up. But again, it's just beautiful paper, isn't it? I'm really trying to make sure that I haven't forgot anything, because normally I say goodbye and then I realise I forgot something. So I'm trying to make sure that I haven't. I'll bring those back in. So fortnight, Ciao Bella, YouTube. Monday, my Facebook page for the launch. There'll be a few more sneaky peeks as I'm putting these craft kits together over the weekend. So I think that's it. I don't really think I've got much else that I forgot to tell you. There'll be something, there always is. But I'm done. I think we're done. So thank you all so very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Do all the things, like and share and follow, and so we can spread the word. But yeah, I'm done. All the kids have had their tea. Ben's had his. I think I'm going to have just I think I might have a chicken and stuffing sandwich for my tea. Hannah, no, we didn't finish the Coral Reef album. Now, I did sort of say this at the beginning. We didn't, because numerous things. I was so busy last week, being at creating craft, and the kids had finished school, and there was just so much going on that I didn't get to do it. So I did say that the Coral Reef album will be finished. So it will either be finished on a live, or I will just finish it on a video and pop it up. I'm not sure which you guys would prefer. Do we do another live and finish the album, or shall I just finish it in a video and put it on my YouTube? You'll have to let me know which you would prefer. Thanks, Michelle, and everyone. Oh, and Ben, of course. Absolutely. Don't forget Ben, bless him. I thought it was done. My mistake. What this it is, I talk a lot, so apologies. Live, please, if possible. Yeah, absolutely. We will do a live. I will sort that out. I will probably do it next week then. So how next Thursday on my YouTube channel we'll finish the Coral Reef album off. I've got all the sort of my extra 2 pages that I was going to do. I've got all the bits ready and everything. There was just so much going on. So apologies that we never really got that finished, but we definitely will do. Life's as good as long as we get to chat with you as it goes along. Yes, that's it. I do. It is nice when I'm doing a video. I enjoy doing my videos, but and you're talking to yourself really. But when you're doing a live, I think it's a little bit more fun, isn't it? Don't have to justify it, Michelle. You have a life. We're just lucky to give. Oh no, I mean, I am and I aren't. I don't want you guys to think that I'd forgot about it or anything like that. It was just one of those weeks last week, when there's just so much going on. But you'll never guess what the husband bought me today. In fact, my daughter came home from the supermarket yesterday, and she brought me this, which is like the cutest little plush teddy. So I've been spoiled, but do you know what my husband got me today, which is exciting for you guys as well as me? He's got a laser cutting machine. So all my own little chippies, little frames, all sorts, anything. I've got my own little laser cutting machine now. So excited about that. I cannot tell you. So it's really going to take what I can offer you guys to the next level. We can offer lots more. Obviously, we need to learn it first. And by we, I mean Ben. But that's so exciting. There's the possibility soon of rice papers. So that's, again, another extension. I've been having a play about. Ben's been teaching me stuff on the computer, so I've been having a play about with. I'm doing my 12 by 12s, I'm doing my 6 by 6 papers, but I'm also having a play about with sort of an A4 sheet, which has got an 8 by 8 on the top, and it's got a couple of toppers at the bottom. So I'm having a play about with that. So it's definitely, you know, as time goes on, there's going to be lots more that I'm able to offer um, with my collection. So it's all very, very exciting. And again, thanks to you guys because you're the ones who are buying it all. Right, chicken and stuffing sandwiches for me. I'm gonna get off and get that. You guys, thank you. I know I say it a lot, but I do mean it. Thank you so much for joining me and for chatting along, and for having fun with me, joining me on this journey. I just love it. Thank you. So, where's my mouse? And I'm loving my new camera. We just need to zoom it in a little bit, don't we? Because you can see all the mess and then some, can't you? Right, I'll let you all get off. You're taking over the crafty world. I'm going to try. I think we should definitely give it a go. What do you think? um, yeah, we'll give it a good go. Definitely. But it's just a lot of fun, isn't it? Fun and enjoyment on that journey. Definitely. So, right. I've said this is about my 12th time now, and that's sort of my limit, isn't it? 12 times of saying goodbye. Thank you. You two guys who won, don't forget to pop me your email address, not your email addresses, your addresses, and I can get those cards and some little bits sent out to you. There's going to be we'll do some little giveaways as well on Monday when I launch. I've got some stuff made, so we'll give away some of that as well, some of my stuff that I've made. But yeah, I'll pop all the details up for Monday, and I will see you then. Bye.